We are live. What's up, Landry? How's it going?
Pretty good. Been a long time.
I
Feels like way over a month, doesn't it?
it feels like I don't even remember the last time we did one of these shows. It was well over a month ago. And for those that are maybe not up to speed, we've decided to do agent outreach live once a month instead of weekly. It's easier on schedules. It's easier for content, and also too, just to be transparent, the less we do of the shows, the more likely people are to want to be there live.
Yeah.
So, super cool, super valuable, but definitely miss hanging out and making calls with you every single week. So
Yeah, me
appreciate
too.
you.
I was like, dang, it's been a long time. So yeah, I was looking forward to jumping on the show. So we're excited to be here with you guys.
Definitely. So if again, this is your first time tuning in, welcome to Agent Outreach Live. My name is Ryan Zolin. I have an amazing co-host, Landry Morby. We go out every single month, not every single week,
Yeah.
every single month. We go out and we make calls in random markets. Now, the reason that this is a cool, fun, interactive show is because Landry kind of just throws me into random spots throughout the country. I'm based in Arizona. I do deals in Arizona and in Florida as my two primary markets. But today we're doing San Antonio. So why would we do this? It's hopefully to inspire the people that are watching this that maybe haven't made their first phone call yet, or maybe you're in a smaller, more rural market and you don't really know what you don't know. We're showing that from the comfort of your own home or wherever it is that you have Wi-Fi and a cell phone, you can actually go out there and do the same thing. Now, I do this on a cool platform called Batch Leads. And the reason that Landry's here helping out and supporting the show is because we are actually using Batch Leads to go in and call. So they have a cool little feature that is literally called Agent Outreach, where you could go in, filter out agent information based on how many deals they're doing, how many active listings they have, how much volume they've sold, what brokerage they're with, what city they're in, what state they're in. I think you get the point. You could filter it out by anything and everything related to a realtor. And then we go and we just call. We want to introduce ourselves, see if there's any way that they could possibly bring us a deal, see if there's value we could provide to them, and just kind of have some fun with it. So
Yeah. I'm really excited to jump in here, guys. Before we get into the weeds of agent outreach as a strategy and just understanding the benefits for and why an investor would want to work with an agent, it's always my favorite thing to go over for you to break down, Ryan, with why would an agent work with an investor? Why would an investor work with an agent? And before we get into that, I'll show you guys just really quick. It'll be blurred because it's on YouTube, but if you guys get into the communities, and I'll try to get some of those links here throughout the show, but then you can see more of it in the groups. But how this looks and how I pull this information for Ryan is really as easy as this. You just go into Batch Leads, into this little guy over here, Agent Outreach, and then there's a search bar. I usually just immediately open up these filters, and every single time, Ryan, I use the same freaking filters, and it always—
what are your filters?
I literally always use, so for today, I did San Antonio, which is where we're calling today, guys. And I do usually 3 to 5 active listings because I'm trying to find people that have multiple active listings right now, but not like a crazy amount so that we're running into the brokers. Like I really want us to be able to connect with that specific agent. And then I usually just do in the past 6 months, like a minimum of 3 sold. And that's what gets us some of these really great agents. And that takes me 8 seconds. It's pretty cool. And you guys get all their phone numbers and email addresses because after you filter it out without saving anybody, this is basically what the list looks like. You'll have their phone number, you'll have all of their information. And as you click on an agent to open up their info, you get their license number, once again, all of their contact info. You get like what they have active, canceled, expired, pending, and those actual listings within like 10 seconds. Pretty cool. So this is how we're pulling this data for this show, guys, just if you haven't jumped into Batch Leads yet. So
I love it. Love it. I love it. And to your point of why agent outreach, well, I mean, I could go on and on and on, but agent outreach, in my opinion, was the biggest shiny object syndrome of real estate investing that we've seen over the last 12, maybe even 18 months. Why? It's because it's deemed to look at as the option that is the lowest hanging fruit. There's nothing that I can say that combats that because, to be completely honest with you, it is one of the lower hanging fruits. The reason being is that agents are willing to work with investors. So the main thing I want to just emphasize is that agents are willing to work with investors. They're not wanting to work with wholesalers. So if your intention is to wholesale, I encourage you to be upfront and honest in these relationships. If you're going in telling them about the properties that you've bought back in Nam and how you've been doing this for the last century and how you're the best investor out there in the entire universe of real estate, and then you wholesale it, yeah, I mean, they might have some questions for you. So what we encourage is honesty, transparency, and efficiency. If you could
Mhm.
go out there and really do what you say you're going to do, which is solving problems and being of value, then there's nothing to worry about. I've proven this time and time again on this show and on multiple shows and just what I do in every single day calling. We go out there and we provide value to these realtors and they have no issues at all with what we do. So at the end of the day, the only thing that it comes down to is that the variable that you have control of is you. So how many offers in a day are you submitting? How many conversations in a day are you having? Those are the only two KPIs that I have to measure to be able to tell how successful you are in agent outreach. So inside of this show, we're going to show you exactly what to say. You'll see sometimes my tonality gets quiet. It matches theirs. Sometimes it sounds a little confused, maybe even dumb. The reason being is that I'm not going to walk into an agent's job and tell them how to do it. I'm going to let them be the agent and I'm going to let myself be the investor. Together, we solve a lot of problems. They get the client, which is the hardest part of their job. And for us, we get the deals. Now, obviously, if it's that simple, why wouldn't everybody do it? Welcome to the shiny object syndrome of the last 12 to 18 months. A lot of people have done it. I think we got our foundation set with this. I think we did this at a very high level. And I think what I can prove to this is that the people that we continue to do deals with are the ones that we have been the most honest and upfront with.
Mhm.
A lot of them have come from Batch. A lot of them have come from the MLS. A lot of them have come from open houses. So all of this is to say, it doesn't matter where you find the agents. It's a matter of how you communicate with them. It's the point of the show.
I
So
think that
today,
that always makes a big difference when you're transparent with the agents. It completely, it could completely change the call if you're trying to tiptoe around that. That's sometimes what you do with the properties a lot of the time, so
agents
huge.
might not be the brightest, but I can promise you they can pass a sniff test. So when they start realizing the games are being played or what's being said doesn't seem to align or align with the deal going through, they're going to start asking you questions. We see these roadblocks in the form of no inspection period, non-refundable earnest money, non-assignable contracts. This blatant question of, hey, are you going to wholesale this property? If you can't say yes or be able to prove and validate all of the terms that they want, you probably shouldn't sign a contract. That's
Mm.
why the very first thing I encourage is actually to go and find a buyer first. It gives you the confidence and the legitimacy to be able to go out there with confidence saying, I'm submitting offers on behalf of this person. This is
Mm.
truly my partner. This is truly who I work with. It's not blasting out properties that you had no intention of purchasing.
Love it. Oh, side note with that too. What
Yeah.
about because I know that not every buyer is going to be, it just depends on the person, but sometimes they'll figure out like, hey, this one is on the MLS. Like, let's say that you're going to be submitting the offers to properties that are listed. How do you find those buyers that are going to be fine with you finding
Yeah.
the properties, even though it's right
There's
there?
a lot of ways you find buyers. I think the best ones are the ones you meet locally, just like how
Yeah.
I talk about with realtors. Now, contrary to that, how do you find buyers just virtually? It's got to be through the MLS. You have to go through the sold data to show who has bought the properties cash in the area over the last 30, 60, 90, 120 days. And
Mhm.
you either reach out to the buyer directly or you reach out to the agent that represented the investor. All of this is typically through tax records. You could also use Batch for this as well. I like to go and reach out to the agents.
Yeah.
I'm just, again, being honest, this is a lazy approach. The reason being is that the agent already has the relationship with the buyer. And while I am a buyer, I know a lot of buyers, I work with buyers, they're busy people. They're
Yeah.
not sitting there, please, 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 wholesalers call me all day long. Like, that's not a thing. If anything, they're sitting there like, I'm doing this project. I'm doing this over here. I'm getting pulled in this direction. I'm putting out this fire. Hey, I got to pay my taxes over here. I got to do all these random things. And then believe it or not, they actually are human. So a lot of them have a life outside of real estate. I have to rely on right place, right time with a lot of buyers. That or I need to have a deal ready to go, which majority of people don't. And if you're trying to form a relationship with no value to provide, congratulations, welcome to the loss of leverage. I encourage you to go to the agent where, again, if the hardest part of being an investor is to find a deal and their client who happens to be an investor is looking for a deal, congratulations. Now you have an agent that is willing to work on your behalf to get the deal sold to their buyer. The only $1 million question is, how do I pay the agent? Either out of your assignment fee, the seller in the transaction, maybe, and or again, best option, maybe the buyer takes care of their fee. So
you should, it would be great on one of these calls today into San Antonio if you could showcase how you would reach out to an agent for the purpose of connecting with the potential buyers that they already work with. I think that would be really helpful to kind of see
cool.
how does that conversation go. You know, that would be cool to kind of see, like, if you were breaking into this market and you're like, I have nobody that I could go and potentially submit offers on behalf of. How to break into that a little bit would be cool today.
Yeah. So, and just to clarify, do you want me to reach out basically seeing if they have a buyer or seeing if they can write offers for me? Which one was it?
Buyer.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's easy.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Cool. We are calling San Antonio today.
Okay.
First one is Brian. Go ahead and put in the comments too. What market are you in? Where are you guys at? What's up, Patricia from New Jersey, New York? Transparency, including that wholesaling can be one of the, yep, absolutely. What's up, Allison? Appreciate you. Thank you.
When was your birthday?
It was last Wednesday.
Happy late birthday too.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Getting old.
I woke up with some back pain. I was like 26. It's like, this is how it all goes. It's all downhill from here.
Oh yeah.
Brian did not answer because he's not cool enough.
He's not wanting to make some money.
I'm calling the next number.
Okay.
I think this next one's a team note.
Thank you for calling.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, top one is their personal. Second is the brokerage.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Okay.
Love being on hold.
JP Goodwin, this is Lily.
Hey, I was hoping to get in contact with Brian Ryder. I tried calling, I think, what was his cell, and it didn't go through.
It didn't go through. Let me see if I can just transfer you to his cell phone, see if it goes through.
Was that the number ending in 4919 or?
Let me double check.
I Googled him.
It's 512-644-4102.
I don't know if I got the right number there, but let's go ahead and just transfer me over and see if he goes and answers that one.
Okay.
Cool.
If he doesn't answer, you can call me back and we can verify.
Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
YouTube, don't take me down. I try to take it off speaker. It's fine. Everything's fine. We don't know. We didn't go give out his social. It's all good. It's all good.
Luckily, she said it fast.
Yeah, she said it fast. No one heard it. It's fine. It's fine.
Brian.
Hey, Brian. My name is Ryan. I'm trying to find an agent out in San Antonio. To be fully transparent, I just pulled up a list, and yours was the first one that popped up.
Okay. It says you're calling from my office.
Yeah, I tried calling. I don't know if it was a seller or something. It was on the list that I pulled, and then I got a hold of the office. I was just reaching out, trying to see if you could help me with purchasing a property. I think you're located out in San Antonio, and that's where I was looking to be buying.
Okay. Yeah, I work San Antonio and Hill Country. So yeah, I could definitely help you.
Cool.
Where are you moving from, out of state or?
Yep. So I'm in Arizona right now, and we're basically buying properties out here, and we've been flipping for a little bit, but now we're starting to look into other markets. San Antonio is one that I've done some deals in the past, and it was one that I just kind of stumbled across again. And as I was looking at the past numbers, it made me kind of curious as to if there was opportunity out there again, and not really having too much familiarity with the market. I figured it'd just be best to call a realtor in the area and see if there's a way we could work together.
So you're looking for off-market opportunities.
I mean, honestly, not really off market. In Arizona, I bought a lot that were on the MLS. I just either had like the listing agent represent me, or we have one specific person that writes a lot of our offers. So I'm pretty flexible. I mean, if I know obviously numbers on the MLS sometimes are a little tight, so I don't want to waste your time putting together like a bunch of different offers that are super low and insulting every day. But if there was something that maybe you came across that was on market that you think would make sense for an investor, I'd be very interested in that. If it was off market, if it was a house that was from a wholesaler, I mean, I don't really care. I just didn't know where to start other than talking to a realtor.
Okay, yeah, no, I mean, I don't mean to sound skeptical. I get a ton of calls looking for, investors looking for
I'm sure.
property,
I'm sure
off market stuff, and mostly wholesalers and stuff like that. So, but I mean, yeah, most of my clients are investors, so I take most of the things I see to them if they're active.
If you're texting, you're losing.
100%.
That's looking for flips or anything. So.
Okay.
If you want to email me your information, I can put it. And what I do is I look at the MLS every night before I go to bed to see if there's any opportunities. I buy them myself. I did 4 last year, so I know what you're looking for.
Beautiful. Well, dude, I really appreciate that. It sounds like I called the right guy. What is the best email to send over? All right, perfect. I got that written down. I'll send you over an email. This is my personal cell. So if you've got anything, feel free to send me a text, call me, whatever. I'm pretty much available whenever. I am really not in kind of a rush. Usually, if I'm going into a new market, I want to take my time, make sure I cross my T's, dot my I's. If I got to hop on a plane, fly out there and look at some properties too, I don't mind doing it. My main thing is just, again, establishing all my stuff and foundational relationships, title, realtor, hard money lender, contractors, all that stuff.
Right. Yeah. No, I've got contractors and all that good stuff. But yeah, I mean, when I see these opportunities, it's usually like within, it's got to be a quick react.
Yep.
They'll be up there on the MLS for a certain amount, and then I go in there and I call the list agent and I'm like, look, there's all kinds of things that we need to do, and I can usually work it down pretty quick. It's just, sometimes you need to be able to jump pretty quick on them.
For sure.
And it may not happen tomorrow. It may not happen next week. It may not even happen next month. But when I see them, you just gotta react quick. But yeah, I'll put you on my list. And
awesome.
We'll see what we can find.
Sounds good to me. And if there's anything you come across where maybe you just jump on it, it's something you want to buy yourself, I'm always open to any kind of like collaboration where if you need financing or you need any kind of like capital raising, more than happy to throw some money at the deal if it's something we could work out where it's a win-win. And if not, feel free to tell me to just a pound sand, and I will not take offense to that at all. So.
Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, send me your information. We'll see what I can do.
Sounds good. Appreciate you, dude. All right, bye.
Okay. Bye.
There's nothing out there with agent outreach. Yeah. Okay. First call, first buyer, first agent that has deals, says he's looking at the MLS every single day. He's got only really investor clients. And the main takeaway there, I don't know if you guys caught it. I get texts all the time from off-market opportunities. How many people do agent outreach where the only fucking text you're sending is saying, hey, I want off-market opportunities? Sorry, but you are literally exactly what he's talking about. I'm out there talking about, hey, dude, are you a Chiefs fan, or are you like 99% of the world that was upset that the 49ers lost? Send me your deals. I'm not going to drop the ball. I'm different. Like, you want to talk about the kind of stuff that separates you from good and great with agent outreach, MLS deals, and I don't know, just basic business. It's being unique. It's separating yourself and being you. Everyone talks about personal branding and you need to have all the fancy logos and whatnot. Understand that your logo, your brand, your reputation is you. So with this, all I did was stand out. I was a little different. I got him on the phone. I shot straight. I didn't want to waste his time. And also, he's exactly what we're looking for. My situational awareness radar went off the minute he said, oh, you're just looking for off-market opportunities? Nah, man, if you want to freaking get on the MLS and submit a bunch of offers or submit one offer a day or one offer a month, I'll do it. Like, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, right? Yep. We have finally got our average down to where we are at about 35, 36 offers out to get one deal. from the MLS. So our
Nice.
average over the last 12 months has typically been 55 to 60 offers out to get a deal under contract. So what does that tell you? It means that either we're getting better or the competition's going away. Maybe a mix of both. So with that now, that was phone call one. Let's call another one.
I mean, he's like, yeah, got contractors. Yeah, I buy. Yeah, I work with investors.
I threw that line
It's
out there
like-
just to see if he was going to bite. And I was like, I just need to, I'm not looking to rush because usually I say I need to buy something in the next 30 days. If you're that person, that's okay. That's completely fine. It shows some sort of like expectation being set. I need something yesterday. With this guy, he's like, it may not be next week. It may not be 2 weeks. I picked up on that and his tone just very quickly. And then he started unpacking. Hey, I am an investor. I bought 4 off the MLS last year. This dude is a buyer. He works primarily with investors and he's willing to go and find deals on the MLS. The only other layup I threw out there was, hey, dude, not sure if this even makes sense. Tell me to pound sand if you want. I'm curious if you need money. I have money. I will throw money at you in the deal. Let's go and partner up together. So now that gives him another angle of thinking of me being the best investor to work with. All of this was strategy. It was nothing that was unintentional and it was nothing that was unreasonable.
Yeah, and I think even if you like within obviously just you don't have to stay on the phone forever and ever and tell them everything you've ever done in your business, but I think one of the cool things or the simple things rather of bringing up or even just bringing the word wholesale into the conversation, even if you don't specifically get that far to say, yes, sometimes we wholesale, but when you're like, hey, if you come across something from another wholesaler, like things like that can really shed light on and foreshadow what you might talk about later in the conversation or the next time. It just sets the expectation that you're familiar with wholesaling and, it wouldn't be any surprise probably for you to say, we wholesale too after you set up the
Absolutely. And I even said, I love how you brought that up. I'm looking for wholesale deals. So, I'm wanting it at wholesale price. So if it comes from a wholesaler, that would make sense.
Mm-hmm.
I am looking for opportunity. The hardest part of being the investor is to find a deal. So when a deal is presented, if you have a problem where the deal came from, the problem is you. Cool.
Right there. Just like that. First call down. Nailed it.
All right.
Who's next? Let's see.
Calling Ruth.
Okay.
I feel like I've said this before, but I've never met someone young that's named Ruth. Like
I haven't either. There's a few names and I'm like, I have yet to meet somebody at that. No.
Ruth is like you're born and you're 60. Like
Weird. I was just talking about that with the name Bob. I was like, it's crazy. I guess it starts out as like Robert or something, but anyway.
Hello, this is Ruth.
Oh. Hey, Ruth. My name's Ryan. I was calling trying to find a licensed agent out in San Antonio.
Yes, what can I do for you?
I'm trying to purchase some properties out there. I don't want to waste anyone's time. I'm based in Arizona. Just found your information on a list that I'm calling through, and you were the first person that answered. So,
okay.
Just trying to see.
Are you an investor? Or?
Yeah. Yep. I'm an investor. Okay. I'm based in Arizona. I've fixed and flipped some properties, and I've got some rentals, but the market's just gotten a little, tight. So we're expanding out, and I've done some deals previously out in San Antonio. And so now I'm reevaluating that market as another option.
Okay. What are you looking for?
So I hate to be vague because I don't want to say like anything and everything. My sweet spot's always kind of been like single family homes, but if there was condos or townhouses or something that was like an easy remodel, I think that's more of my speed. The main thing I think is the price. It would be under like 500, 600,000. That would be like me using my own funds. If we were to go a little bit above that, or if the renovation was a lot, it would probably be more of like a hard money loan or private lending that we would get from some of our friends. But pretty straightforward aside from that. What we're really trying to do is not rush anything. We want to get a little more familiar with the market. And that's why I thought the best option was to call a realtor that's local and see if they can kind of help with the process.
Yeah, definitely. If you want to send me your contact information, I'll text you my email address, and I can definitely see what we can do.
Okay. Do you think that it would be unreasonable to think that we could get something under contract in like the next 45 days?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I have one property in mind that I'll send you information on. It's in Northeast San Antonio, Exon School District. The home needs to have the kitchen and bathroom remodeled, but other than that, the home is in great condition. so I can definitely send you some information. I have a few things in mind.
Is that one on market already, or is that one coming soon?
It's on, it's 21207.
And I guess like if you can just give me a quick little rundown, like I know you said that it's in pretty good condition, just slight upgrades needed. Is the roof, AC, electrical, plumbing all good?
Everything's up to date. They replaced the siding. They replaced the AC in 22, new windows. They did. Let me see what's all of that's like 60,000, and it does have warranties that go with it.
Okay, when was this house built?
I believe it was 1997.
Okay, so not too old. Okay, I'll take a look at this one, and then this is your listing.
Yes, it is.
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, I'm about to go into a listing appointment.
Hey,
but
no
if
worries.
You want to send me information,
Yeah.
I can definitely share more. Okay?
Absolutely. Good luck at the appointment.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
All right. Should we call the other guy back? Oh man.
What else did she say about it when it was muted? Or it sounds like
gave me
it's
a
been
full-blown
updated.
address. She has a
Okay.
listing. It's been sitting. She wants a cash offer. It is slightly distressed. The master bathroom needs to be remodeled. Kitchen needs a slight upgrade, but the rest of it is supposedly livable. So I have an address.
I mean,
Second call.
Yeah.
She said to email her with more information. I don't know. I mean, I feel like I need to have like something inspirational or like something like educational wise, where I'm like, go do this, and this is how you do it, and this is why you do it this way. And no, I mean, I just called and talked to them. There was really nothing special. This is the point of why agent outreach became so attractive to a lot of people, is because you go from calling sellers and getting told to go F yourself 20 times a day. Whereas agent outreach, as long as you sound competent-ish, very emphasis, they're fine. I am calling because of this. I need some help with this. I'm not sure if you could help me or not, but this is what I think I'm going to do. Do you think I'm unreasonably trying to put myself into a situation where it is not going to happen, where I could get a deal in 45 days or less? Like, you see what I'm doing here?
What's
Just
so
asking
cool
the right
about that? Yeah, you can't ask a seller like, "Hey, do you think?" I mean, I'm not so sure about this.
Or like,
You better be freaking sure, yeah, when you're talking direct to seller. But it's a totally different, approach with this, and somebody like already knowing what you're talking about. Obviously, the right type of agent. But like I said, with like little lists like this, to find active agents, because just so you guys know, if you haven't used something like this and you're trying to have these types of conversations that Ryan has on here, and you're just going and looking up random agents, it's gonna take you some time when you're running in through and trying to connect with somebody that maybe hasn't listed a property in a while, or maybe they aren't keeping up on their license or whatever the case is. But with stuff like this, within like 5 seconds, to be like, hey, I'm looking for active agents, because looking for active agents tells us that they are wanting to do deals and that they might want to do another deal, if we give them a call, which is so
and Landry,
cool.
look at what you pointed out at the beginning. This is active listings and sold listings combined, and it's typically 3. We found a girl on the second phone call, we're 2 for 2, where she was outside of a listing appointment, about to go in to get another listing.
Yes.
She had a listing already that's sitting that she wants an offer on. And she said that she works with investors and she's more than happy to help. She just wants to know what it is that we're looking for specifically.
They're ready.
I don't know how much more clear we could be on this, but it doesn't take rocket scientists to figure out this is a very, very good strategy, especially if you're just getting started.
Yeah.
That's the only thing of bias that you'll really hear me say. I've made my entire business around this strategy. So take with that whatever you will. If you like me, great. If you don't like me, great. The thing as to why I like this is because I've been in your shoes before. I obviously did not start at the top. There was literally no handouts. As much as I wish I had some cool story where my family was in real estate and made billions of dollars and I took over the world, I got no help in real estate. So what I did was trial and error, 24/7, from being an agent to being an investor to all the different strategies underneath those umbrellas. And what I found is direct to seller is absolutely an amazing strategy. It's probably not what you thought I was going to say. Direct to seller is an amazing strategy if you have money to spend. If you don't have money to spend, you're not backed by money, and you don't have any sales skills, processes, or any bandwidth of 6+ months, I think you're going to fail. Use that clip right there as inspiration. Light that fire underneath you and come back and tell me I'm wrong. I hope you prove me wrong. What I've struggled with direct to seller is all the things I just mentioned, and then the hard, cold truth that if you don't realize that if you're not in the right place at the right time, you're going to miss opportunities too. So that is the definition of having to be consistent, having to sacrifice. How many times are you at the dinner table or out on a date or out with the family and your phone rings and it's a $500 lead? You have to stop what you're doing and you have to go up and you've got to answer that phone call. That's sacrifice that I don't have to do. So on the agent outreach MLS side, it's free. You can use resources like Batch that cost a little bit of money. And when I say a little bit of money, it's legitimately like next to nothing. In the grand scheme of how much money you can make with this strategy, one deal average is 10 grand. That covers Batch for many years. But the point is that you have a process that doesn't require any kind of ad spend. It doesn't require any kind of expense. If you want an office, you want a system, you want an employee, you want a VA, by all means possible, knock your socks off. You're transitioning from a hobby to a business. If you want to just go and make a lot of money as this is a hobby, I encourage you to do whatever your comfort level is. So there's plenty of opportunity in real estate. I was about to say Arizona. Arizona is absolutely.
You're like, well, yeah, there's
plenty of opportunity in real estate. Inside of real estate, there's a lot of umbrellas. I don't want to see people get stuck in the wrong one or in the wrong lane, or even worse, you invest money that you don't have to spend in what you feel like could be a potential opportunity. And then you find out it requires tens of thousands more. It requires tens of thousands a month in marketing. Before you know it, you're out of business. So take again what you will with that information. Hopefully Joe is going to make us 3 for 3.
That would be great. Oh, wait, really quick. There's this one question in the chat says, what if they're an investor? Do you think it would be ideal to let them know you're a wholesaler? Just wait for the relationship to be built.
Come on, Joe.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. I'm not going to try to pronounce your name. I'm sorry. I'm going to butcher it. What if they are investors? Do you think it would be, I'm assuming, a good idea to let them know you wholesale or just wait till the relationship is built? I'm going to give you a really good strategy answer here. It depends. It really depends on the situation. So if you're talking to them, you throw out the word wholesale and they're like, oh my gosh, I don't want to work with wholesalers. For example, the very first call we made, I mentioned that if he gets deals from wholesalers, I don't care. Then he's like, okay, well, the other thing he said was, you're probably just wanting off-market opportunities. He has labeled any text that he gets for someone wanting off-market opportunities as a wholesaler. I read the room and understood he was referring to something negatively. So if he doesn't look at that as good, and I'm saying, hey, I wholesale, what happens next? He might say, hey, man, I'm heading into any other meeting right now. I'll talk to you again, never. Like, that's where that typically goes. Now, if I say, hey, I don't care if you get a deal from a wholesaler, and they say, honestly, I wholesale deals, I'd be like, cool, I would love to buy some from you. I wholesale too. It's all dependent on the relationship and how it starts. And then, yes, as it's formed, I teach my agents how to wholesale. I know that sounds crazy. I will give them the contracts. I will give them the scripts. I will give them the CC on the email. Whatever it is that they want to know, learn, do, I'll show them. Why? Because I've never met anybody in the history of ever that was told how to do something one time and then mastered it perfectly that second time. So what that means is that if I'm open, honest, transparent, which is what I'm telling you guys to do anyway, what do you think happens when they start to get the taste of a wholesale deal? They start to get that understanding of what else is out there. They're all of a sudden going to start relying on you more than they rely on their broker. They're going to start relying on you more than they do on their processes for prospecting and marketing and trying to find clients. Why? Again, because this is the easiest opportunity for investors and agents to work together. I'm not saying go and spam a bunch of offers out on the MLS. But what we are saying is go and provide value to the relationships, whether you're an investor working with an agent, whether you're an agent working with an investor, agent to agent, investor to investor, I don't care, lead with value. And if you don't have any value, understand you have to put up some time. You have to get experience. You have to discount yourself, and or you have to pay to get in the rooms. that is what it is. And it's okay. If you don't have the money to spend, this is not some sales pitch. This is just saying you need to go and sacrifice. You need to go and earn your stripes. You got to go and get the reps in. You got to figure out what you're good at, what you like doing, and do more of that.
Yeah, I love that too. With it just depends. You can just feel out the room, feel the conversation, see where it's going, and kind of determine where it's going to head. If you're going to wait till the next conversation or the next time you talk, if the relationship continues, or, you can talk about it right then and there. So love that.
100%. We are on to the next. Well, actually, Joe's got another number, and yeah, we're not done with Joe.
Okay.
It's a great day at Keller Williams. Michaela, how can I help you?
Hey, Michaela. I was trying to get a hold of Joe, but I think I called the office number.
Yeah, do you have Joe's last name?
It's all good. I was actually just calling off like a random list, and it probably had me connect to you for a reason. So I'm not sure if there is another realtor that's in the office, but I'm trying to purchase a property, and I was just looking for an agent that could help with assisting that.
Yeah, of course. I can definitely get you transferred over to somebody, please.
Cool. Thank you. We got the bait. We're good.
Got it.
Bait is going to get bit. We're going to reel it in.
Have another good conversation.
May I help you?
Hi. I just called the front desk. I was trying to find an agent out in the San Antonio market that could help assist me with purchasing some properties.
Okay, well, sure. You got any questions? You got an
Yeah.
You got an address?
I don't have an address specific. I'm based in Arizona. I've flipped some properties in the past, and I've got a couple rentals. But in the past, I had done some deals out in San Antonio, out in Bexar County, and so we're.
Oh yeah, you can bet.
Yep. And so we're exploring reopening up our San Antonio market. The only piece that I'm really missing at the moment is a realtor. And since I only did a couple deals out there, I need a little bit more help with kind of getting familiar with the market, what looks like a good deal, possibly listing them when we're done flipping them, all that fun stuff.
Sure. No, that sounds good. What can I do for you? What information do you need from me at this point, or tell me a little bit more? Have you
Sure.
identified some properties over here?
Yeah, absolutely.
You tell me.
Honestly, I have a really bad process at the moment. I was kind of just scrolling through Zillow and got a little frustrated, which is why I called your office. I realized that Zillow didn't really have everything I could see, but I'm not looking to like just set myself up on a search. So I figured that a realtor,
okay, sure.
Could probably be the best bet to start. So
Sure.
my biggest criteria thing is, I guess, price point. Anything that's like in the 500, 600 price range and below is my comfort. But if it was above that, I would probably just have to go get like a hard money loan or use some of my other investor friends' monies to kind of help out.
Okay. Yeah. No, I know that makes sense with that. So
Cool.
I guess it's just a matter of finding potential properties, right?
Absolutely. And I'm not really looking to waste anyone's time. Like, I don't want you to go and submit a bunch of lowball offers for me.
Yeah.
But if you found something on the MLS, or if you found something that was off market, or I don't know if there's any like local wholesalers that maybe that could be of help or assistance. But what I'm looking for is just the trust of a relationship with a realtor. And then from there, we can hopefully do multiple deals together.
Yeah, that makes sense. We'll do this. I mean, if you wouldn't mind, give me your name and number and everything. And like I said, let me do. I mean, we got a lot of agents, over 1,000 agents in our office.
Wow.
So there's quite a bit to choose
Cool.
from. But,
yeah, absolutely. Let me know when you're ready to write it down.
I'm ready. Phoenix, or where?
Yeah, I'm out in Arizona. I'm out in the Southeast Valley specifically. And then I did a couple deals out in the Bexar County virtually. So like we were a part of like a joint venture.
Okay.
We flipped a couple houses. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay. Well, good. Let me do this. 480-612-2213. And then Ryan at Zolin.com. Let me do a little homework or research to find out somebody, I guess, is the best way for someone to give you a call.
Yeah, texting is probably best, but call works as well. I'm ready whenever you guys are, so there's no rush. Just whenever you find an opportunity, I hope to be the buyer.
Okay. All right. That sounds good. So, okay.
Cool.
Well, good. Appreciate the call. Let me do some homework, and I'll have somebody here from our San Antonio office give you a call.
Appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. You bet.
Bye. Okay. Well, called the office, and office also helped. Not bad. I could tell that dude is, a little old, but it's okay. We don't discriminate. We like old people, as long as they help. So we'll see. Nothing really good or bad came out of that. You guys saw how I pivoted by talking to the front desk receptionist. Said, hey, honestly, we probably spoke on the phone for a reason right here. I think you're supposed to connect me with whoever's in the office, not Joe. Joe, unfortunately, was not cool enough to answer the phone call. And so I had to call his office to find whoever Joe's competitor is in the office that's going to get the lead.
That's right.
Again, no specific strategy, nothing crazy, just being honest, being transparent. I threw the same line out there again. Look, man,
Yep.
I'm not looking to get set up on a search. However you find these deals, if it's on market, if it's off market, if it's from a wholesaler, surprise me.
Yeah.
Surprise me. Free and clear, steal the house. I don't care. Like, don't get me in trouble. Don't bring any legal battles into this. But as long as it's going to pass titles, whatever test, I'm good. So.
Yeah. And the whole time, guys, by the way, I keep track of this stuff. So it's like, I'll tag, like, if Ryan has a great conversation, if somebody's like in line with what he's talking about, I'll tag somebody if we just simply talk to them. But it, kind of like with that conversation, it wasn't bad or anything, but it was kind of just more of a conversation. Nothing really came of that other than somebody planning on possibly reaching out, or I'll put down like they don't work with investors or nobody answered, things like that you guys can do in the beginning of, especially if you're using something like Batch, will help you so much in the long run, because now those two people like Brian, Ruth, I know that if we were doing this, we would know who to follow up with, and how we've tagged them. So keeping track of your stuff when you call people, so that you can build relationships rather than being like, I don't know who I'm talking to if they reach back out to you, is huge. So keeping track 100%. Is big.
Let's go ahead and get one more good one in here. We got Tiffany, and then we got Chris. I got good vibes about Tiffany, though. Tiffany's got a deal.
Yeah.
This is Tiffany.
Hey, Tiffany. My name is Ryan. I'm trying to find an agent out in the San Antonio market.
Yes, how can I help you?
I'm based in Arizona and looking to purchase some properties out in San Antonio. Didn't really know where to start, so figured I would just kind of call around and see if I could find an agent that's local that could help out.
Sure. Are you an investor?
Yeah. Based, like I said, in Arizona. I've done a couple deals in the past out in Bexar County, and we're looking at reopening that market. Not really too convinced yet, but it's convinced enough to where we're calling around trying to find a realtor that could kind of be our partner. I don't even know what to call it. We're looking with help. We're looking to find some help with purchasing property, getting offers submitted, possibly listing them when we're done with the flips. And then also just local market guidance. Like if I'm wanting to submit an offer on a property and you think it's like a really bad deal, hopefully you'd tell me it's a bad deal. So.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be interested in talking with you. We get like 20 of these calls a day.
Oh, wow.
So I'll be honest, if you're an investor looking for rehab properties, you're probably the 20th call text today. So I'm not really looking to tap into that market, honestly. So unless.
No, I mean, it's all good, and I appreciate the honesty. It sounds like you guys get spammed with this. I guess my only question to you is, like, when you get those like messages, is there a reason that you guys like don't work them? And I guess I'm even surprised that there's that many that reach out.
Luxury. We don't do rehabs and books and invest. That's not my bread and butter. So,
got you. Okay.
There's probably a lot of new agents out there that can help you with that, and I'm sure y'all mass fire out the same messages to 1 million agents. You've got 1 million people out there looking for stuff for you.
All right, I was smart. Tiffany got her shit down, but like, Tiffany's a little aggressive.
I was thinking.
Invested in the time that we spend too.
Sure.
So,
yeah. No, completely understand.
But so you can probably just take me off your list. if you want to.
Cool.
That would.
No, I completely understand. I appreciate the transparency. Thank you.
Thanks. All right. Have a good one.
Can't even be mad at it. I gotta just tip my cap. Tiffany is like, get off my phone. Like, I ain't about it, and it's all good. Quite frankly, I don't like the rejection. I think it's cool for people that watch this to realize it happens, but it's okay. There's people that will let that ruin their day. There's people that will have that discourage them from making the next call. I'm making at least one more. I'm not done. I can't end on that note.
One more.
But just so everybody knows too, like that happens. It's very rare. I do have the awareness that Tiffany is leaving money on the table, but as she said, this is where I have to tip my cap. She's like, I know my lane. I do luxury. You can probably find some newer agent that is hungry and wanting to work with people and this, that, the other, but take me off your list. Like, damn.
Like, okay, you know what you want. Yeah.
Gets it. And also too, that's kind of where I think most realtors dream of getting, is where they could say, no, thank you. I don't need the business. I'm not interested. I could pick up on the game you're playing and I'm just, no, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, one more.
It's Chris.
Hey, Chris. My name is Ryan. I'm trying to find a local realtor in San Antonio.
Okay.
Are you licensed out there?
Are you selling advertising?
No, I'm an investor in Arizona. I'm trying to find someone locally that could help. That way I can get a little more familiar with the market before I purchase some properties.
How many properties have you purchased?
I've purchased one out in Bear County in the past. It was a joint venture with one of my partners. And then in Arizona, we've flipped, I don't know, I think 43, 44 homes, something like that total. I've got a couple rentals. I mean, I could send you the Dropbox link of any of our past flips. I can show you our stuff. I'm sure you get spammed with a lot of these calls and stuff. I'm trying to separate myself a little bit, which is why I'm trying to call. But yeah,
I get these calls all the time. I'm very selective over investors I work with, because if I'm going to put time in, I need to make sure somebody's not going to get analysis paralysis.
Makes sense.
I work with maybe a dozen investors right now that I typically give my deals to, because I know that if I say it's a good deal, they know I'm going to say it's a good deal, and they close the deal. I don't have to deal with all the BS. So I'm not real hungry for new clients. I think it's what it boils down to.
Okay.
I'm currently analyzing a portfolio of 4 properties. It's got a market value of $839,000. I think the owner would take $695,000 for the portfolio.
Are they all single family homes?
They are.
Okay. Are they all in the same area?
Converse and San Antonio, both.
Okay.
They're all rented and occupied.
What's the cap on that kind of look like?
It currently brings in $5,870 a month.
Okay. For all 4?
Yeah, $5,870, and all 4 come out to $695. I'm not sure how in love with this portfolio I am. One of them's a 3-1, another one's a 2.5. And I don't like to hold anything personally. It's not a 3-2 or better.
Yep.
But I thought if I bought these and then turned around and flipped the 2 that only have 1 bedroom.
This is our first conversation, just so you guys know. Like,
I'm not sure.
I got you. I mean, I think something like that being a 3-1, I'm kind of in the same category. Anything I buy, it's minimum 2-2. We've got one of those, but most of them are at least 3-2. I would say that one's probably like more of a hedge fund, a REIT, some kind of institutional buyer that would buy it at that kind of a discount.
Yeah.
So, but no, I hear you, man. I mean, I don't want to take up any of your time or waste anything if you're not really looking for more clients. I'm not really looking to spam a bunch of realtors. I have a list and I'm trying to find one. That's kind of how we roll. We're licensed in Arizona. We know how the game works, and I get a lot of those spam calls and texts too. Most of them are just wholesalers. And while I buy a lot of deals from them, I don't like the texts. I don't like the send me your off market opportunities, because I'm, again, in the same category as you. If I found it, I would probably buy it myself, which is partially why we're looking back into San Antonio.
So you have a list of agents you're calling?
Yeah, I've got this this cool tool. I'm not sure if you're familiar with like batch leads and stuff. We use that to get like some property information out of state. There's a tool out there for like pulling agent information, and I went through the list of 3 or more active listings, 3 or more sold in the last 6 months, and you're the 4th person I called and the first one that answered.
Who do you use for your property management?
We do it all ourselves in Arizona. I don't have somebody out of state. I guess in Tennessee when we have a couple properties, but my cousin does property management out there.
Gotcha. Interesting. And everything's cash purchase?
Yeah. And then, I mean, I guess like that price range you mentioned, like 750, 800, anything like that price range and up, I'm typically hard money or private money with some of my other investors. But aside from that, 500, 600 and below is going to be cash.
Well, it's 4 houses, right? So you could break it out and do cash for each one.
For
but
sure.
It would be a portfolio for this guy. Send me your information over to this text message. As I continue this discussion with my client, we'll see which direction he heads in, and I'll see if I can show it to you or not.
Cool. Well, dude, I appreciate you. I always want to be respectful of your time. So if there's anything that I could do to show how serious I am, just please let me know, and hopefully we can get some deals done together.
Cool. Thanks.
Appreciate you. Bye. I'll take that. That's a win. That's a dub.
I think that, yeah, I absolutely think
I kind of respect the vibe. Like that dude was like, I feel like he's just very
he's like, all right,
very good. Like I feel like I was gonna say
yeah.
classy or like I don't even know. I mean, that dude, he gets it. Shout out to San Antonio. First off, you guys answer. That's amazing. Second, I like that people are getting spammed by investors and they're not liking it. It's more of a testimony to what I said earlier, that if you're just texting, you're losing. So sorry, hate me if you want there, but the reality is you have to get on the phones. As Brent literally has created a brand and always says, you have to talk to people. Talking to people is the entire recipe of success in this business, who you know and how they know you. And then obviously have a good reputation. Do what you say you're going to do. When that guy right there starts questioning you, I can imagine most newer wholesalers and investors are probably going to fold.
Yeah.
They're going to say, oh, nope, completely understood. Don't want to waste your time. I'm all good. I'm still being respectful and I'm telling him that. I'm even framing it as telling him I'm trying to be respectful here. I don't want to waste your time.
Yeah.
However,
but he still asks questions. You're like, all right, I got him. I got the answers. Lay them on me.
Absolutely.
Love that.
Andrew, true. Here's the cool part about luxury is that when you do luxury at a high level, $1 million deal, 3% commission is 30 grand. We just sold a $1.5 million deal. I don't know, it was like 2 weeks ago. Commission on those $1 million plus deals are like, they are beautiful. Now, all that said, yeah, I mean, anyone's business for that matter. It doesn't matter if you're luxury or if you're traditional, like single family homes in the starter home price point, if you're condos, townhouses, whatever it is. When more inventory hits the market, you got to pivot and you just have to make sure you're good at what you do. And if you're a buyer's agent, it's a field day. If you're a listing agent, what separates you? What's up, Chris? Yo, welcome back. Thank you for your time and value. Appreciate you for your time and value, bro. Andrew said that last call was a dub. I'll take it. Andrew said it's a dub. It's a dub.
Yeah. Still being respectful, but still, I mean, kept the conversation going. And by the end, he was like, okay, yeah, I'll let you know.
Sure.
You know, in the beginning of it, I was like, oh, he's over it. He doesn't want to say one more word to you, but, you know, continuing on in the conversation and kind of just mirroring back what you're feeling from the agent is key.
Absolutely.
Obviously in these. So.
Absolutely. Landry, is there anything you wanted to cover here at the end that we didn't cover at the beginning?
No, I would say, I mean, it really is. That's what's so cool about this is that it seriously is that easy to pull up this stuff into what was that a total of 4 or 5 calls today?
I called Brian, which was great. Ruth was great. Joe's office was great. Tiffany was okay. Christopher was great. We had 5.
Yeah.
5 conversations, 80% success.
Yeah. And that was, I mean, obviously in this hour, I mean, that was only a small, it's not like all of these conversations were a super long amount of time. It took 5 seconds to pull up the information, and then calling 5 people would have been obviously way quicker if we weren't here explaining. So I guess the last thing to just tie off, and obviously I ask you a lot of these things a lot of the time, just in case we have new people that hop on, but for somebody that's getting started in this and they see like, okay, you made those 5 calls in this hour, how many calls to agents should people be typically aiming for, or conversations?
Yep.
Should they aim for
per day? I mean, minimum should be around like 20 to 25. More average, we see 50 to 60. It also depends on if you're full time, right? Like if you're doing this as a part-time side hustle, you have the 9 to 5, and then this is your 5 to 9. I have the full awareness that at a certain point, 7:30, 8 o'clock, people are probably going to stop answering. So you just have to be mindful. And what I always encourage is just the effort. So not a participation trophy. The effort means you're actually calling, means that you're actually having conversations. You're actually doing the stuff we tell you to do. I don't tell you to do anything, by the way, that I don't do myself. I don't have my team do. This is what it takes to be successful. It is offers and conversations. That's it. So, so we got a couple comments in here. Can you do a video of closing on a deal that was brought to you by one of these agents from beginning all the way to the end? Yeah, I would like to do that in a deal in Arizona, just because after I finish this show, what I do is anybody that's in my agent investors community that is in this market, I go to them and I give them all the numbers from the show. So anyone that I talk to, they are my JV partner now, and I have no interest of getting paid on this deal because I'm literally doing this for the community. So I take these numbers afterwards, bring them to my students, and then they go and they have fun with it. But what I would like to do is a deal example in Arizona. We have a number of them. Like I mentioned, we just closed a big traditional deal. I don't have any issues showing the process. The only thing I would have to redact would probably be some personal information from other people, and then some of the contract stuff just to make sure I'm fair to the people inside Agent Investors. Andrew said, Ryan, do you call agents for creative? I do not. I'm a private lender in some creative deals, second lien position, 12 to 14%-ish range annually, so it's not bad. But as for doing the creative, I think it conflicts a little too much with my license, so I do not. Cool. Last little thing I have for everybody. Got a cool little announcement.
Oh, yeah.
You guys are not familiar with School. We launched this. This was about a couple weeks ago. I am super excited. School.com is essentially a platform that was created by Sam Ovens. If you do not know who Sam Ovens is, I do not have enough time, but you're already on YouTube, so you might as well just search his name and thank me later. Sam Ovens is brilliant. He had consulting.com, sold it to put all of his effort and eggs into one basket, which is School. We actually merged to School, and then it was like 48 hours later, we saw Alex Hormozy post saying that he made the biggest investment he's ever made into any company, which his entire company now is acquisition.com, acquiring properties. So for him to make the biggest investment that he's ever made into another company, and it was School, was complete reassurance we're doing the right stuff. So because I got in early, I have a couple different schools, but this is the main one that I'm building out at the moment. School.com/real estate investing. Every Tuesday, I'm actually live at 2 p.m. So following this live right here, I'm going right to another live inside of School, where the cool part with this is that we can actually show how to use Batch with the numbers that we can't show on YouTube. I can show the addresses. I could show the conversations. I could show the stuff that I'm not allowed to show on YouTube. So that's one. Two, it's recorded and it's evergreen, so we can go back and post it again and again and again. And then we also have the calendar, so the Zoom links are all in one place. We have a community message board where we can go back and forth. We have a member directory. We have a leaderboard. We've got pretty much everything. There's zero cost. There's no upsell. There's no charge or anything like that to get into these calls. But just wanted to make sure you guys know, school.com/real estate investing is up. I'm going to be live in there in just a couple minutes. Would love for you guys to join, where I can show you some of the stuff that Batch has to offer that I'm limited to show you elsewhere. So
Awesome.
Cool. And then any other comments? Andrew, perfect. Well, I appreciate you guys as always. Looking forward to seeing you inside the school. And Landry, thank you so much. Looking forward to the next Agent Outreach Live.
Yep. Thank you guys.